Alright, check this out. You guys are back on the Hater World, and I'm Blue Devil. What we have going on today, we got a video of Kelpy the Pimp being pimp slapped by the almighty suspect over on the No Jumper podcast. But before we get into that video, if you guys are new to the Hater World, make sure you go over, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, like the video, and most importantly, leave me a comment down below and let me know if you like what I'm doing or whether you don't. And salute to all my day ones. You guys already know nothing but love. But check this out. This video was sent to me on Instagram and all over the place. It was sent to a Twitter, a Facebook, a TikTok, and I don't even got them shits. Alright, but this video was highly recommended, highly requested. The video is of Kelpy the Pimp being pimp slapped by almighty suspect for using the B word. Alright, so let's watch this video. But before we get into that video, you guys can see the wall behind me is all white. Bear with me for a couple of days. Those that follow me on Instagram know that we moved into a new building. So the next couple of videos will be like this. And then we'll go back to the legendary Southsider banner. Alright. If you don't already follow on Instagram, make sure you do so at TheHaterWorld. And give us a follow over there so you see what we got going on behind the scenes. Alright. But with no further ado, let's get a Southsider's reaction. Let's go. So check it out. The video is about 10 minutes long. I'm not going to play from the beginning because the beginning parts is of Kelpy talking about his upbringing in the pimp game. And we covered that in the first couple of videos. So we're going to start at about 6 minutes and play because that's where the action starts. But in the future, those that send me videos, timestamp the shits. Alright, because I do end up doing the reaction to the whole shit. And then the actions at the end, you know. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear me just talking. But let's go ahead and start it at 6 minutes and go from there. Let's go.
Doing this shit, what the fuck I look like bringing some bitches in here? Really? You're a clown, well, nigga. You gonna get life for this shit. You gonna get life for playing around, nigga. I'm really doing this shit. What the fuck do I look like bringing some prostitutes in here? Niggas get the fuck.
Alright, so Almighty said right there, they're bickering back and forth about who got bitches, right? And Almighty said, you gonna get life fucking around with this. What he means by that is, you playing, you fronting, right? I really live this shit. You putting yourself in a position, bro, that you might not be able to get out of. All because you want to be a gimmick. All because you want to act like you're a pimp. And even if you are a pimp, you shouldn't be out here talking about it, my boy. Because you can be getting busted for this shit. You go to jail for this. So you out here, you're out here flossing and putting it out to the world that you're a pimp. When you got them alphabet boys watching. What the fuck am I going to bring bitches up here for when I can get busted for it? Smart man. Smart man. So if Kelpy is playing, he better beware. He better beware because he's out here acting and fronting as a real pimp. And there's consequences behind that because now it's called, I believe it's called human trafficking. I believe it's called human trafficking. And that shit alone sounds scary as fuck. Alright? I know what illegal alien smuggling is, but human trafficking sounds worse. Let's keep going.
At them we for get money. Shit. This nigga's a clown. This nigga's a clown and an impersonator, nigga. Fuck out of here, nigga. You're a clown. Nigga, you're a clown, nigga.
Check this out. Before we keep going to the bickering back and forth. On the previous Kelpy video that I did, I'll put it here somewhere. Click on it. I said in that video, I go, Kelpy's going to go up here with a mindset of, I'm going to talk back this time. I guarantee you that Kelpy the Pimp went up there probably saying in his head, these fools ain't going to punk me again. If you guys watch the video that I just put up here, Kelpy was getting punked by Sharp and Almighty, right? Take off the fur coat. You're not a real pimp. Take off the $ necklace. You're fronting. You're nobody. They really bullied him, right? So Kelpy he let himself be bullied, right? And I'm sure he got a lot of flack after he left. A lot of his people probably told him, bro, why you let them fools punk you like that? Why you let them fools talk to you like that, right? So I said in that video, Kelpy's going to go into this part 2 with a whole mindset of, I ain't going to let them fools punk me. If that fool calls me a bitch, I'm going to call him a bitch. If he disrespects me, I'm going to disrespect him. All because if they didn't do nothing to me the first time, they're not going to do something to me now. And let's not forget that this fool went up there with ODM Slim. For those that don't know, ODM Slim is a C-Max manager, or was. Now he's Kelpy's manager, which is a good thing. He needs some representation while he's out here mingling with other hood motherfuckers, right? But like I said, Kelpy was going to go into this interview with a fuck you mentality. And that will get you hurt. Alright? So let's keep going and see what the fuck they're bickering about.
Fuck out of here, nigga. You're a bum, nigga. Go get some money, nigga. You ain't know nobody track. Mr. Old School, you ain't got no fucking money, nigga. Pull some money out. You broke ass nigga. Fuck out of here, nigga. You's a bum.
Check it out. At this point right here, Adam should have stopped the conversation. I'm going to take this back. On the last video, I said that Almighty should know when to act professional and when he should know how to act like a goon, right? Well, watching this video right here, it should be Adam that learns when to be professional. He's allowing this circus to go on. He doesn't know how to stop the shit. Right here, he should put a stop to it or interject something or say, we're going to commercial, you know. Instead, he's letting it unfold because he loves the drama. And you know what? Salute to Adam because drama sells. And as long as drama sells, your pockets get fat, right? We eat that shit for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So you can't be mad at Adam. Be mad at yourself for consuming this shit, right? Alright. So Adam should know when to stop the shit, but he didn't. So he can't be mad if Almighty took off on someone. He can't be mad if something happens because he's allowing the shit to go down. Alright? But let's go.
Nigga, fuck out of here. Them bitches dusty as fuck. Them bitches dusty as fuck.
And you ain't got no bitches. You ain't got no fucking bitches.
I'll say that. That's cool.
You ain't got no bitches.
Because when the police watching, I don't have no bitches. I'm a podcaster.
Let me just interrupt.
Listen, to those that say shit like that, you know they really in the game. I've said it before in previous videos. Hey, I'm not a game banger. When people hit me up in the comments, that's cool. That's cool. I'm nobody. I don't give a fuck. You guys can think whatever the fuck you want. I know when I walk out that door who I am and what I am. Right? Same thing right here. I ain't got no bitches. I'm just a podcaster. Fuck it. If Kelpy wants to admit that shit, you admit to it and you face the repercussions behind your words, my boy. But let's keep going.
OnlyFans manager when the police
arrive. Let me just interrupt real quick.
Hey, you, bro.
All right, hold on. People try to pull that out on Sharp and stuff too. Like, where's your bit? I'm gonna be real. Like, me and Sharp have been in the same group chat for like a couple of years at this point, so I've seen some of the girls that he spends time with. He definitely has some attractive women in his life. I have no idea what their relationship is, but also, you know, you gotta respect it. Like, fucking, if I had like all kinds of girls, I would probably try to keep some kind of distance between my professional life and bringing chicks around all my employees and stuff. I mean, I am somebody who lives my whole fucking life on the internet, so it might be kind of different for me. But I mean, just because he don't necessarily, I see some women trailing him before.
Niggas really know, nigga. I'm on tracks, boy. Fuck out of here,
I ain't never
nigga.
seen no bitches.
Who are you?
I'm Lil
Who are
Kelpy.
you? No one knows you.
Kelpy the motherfucking
Kelpy the
pimp.
clown.
Kelpy's acting like you gotta prove something to him. Motherfucker, ain't nobody gotta prove shit to nobody. Kelpy ain't gotta prove shit to Almighty. Almighty ain't gotta prove shit to Kelpy. Them two dudes put themselves in that situation. And they just look like broken down hood rats going back and forth. You know? But Kelpy should know when to be quiet. Because you can only bark for so long, my boy. You know, right now he's barking. He is fucking barking. But let's go.
Oh,
You ain't gotta know who I am, bro.
Out of here.
Fucking Ben Franklin knows who I am, bitch.
Fuck out of here.
He knows who the fuck I am. I'm
You
getting
said
money
what?
every day. I said Ben Franklin knows who the fuck I am, bitch.
Who you call?
Check it out. Check it out. Let's watch the whole little fight. Let's rewind it, watch the whole little fight, and then we'll go back and break it down, alright?
I'm Lil
Who are
Kelpy.
you? No
Kelpy
one
the
knows
pimp.
you.
Kelpy the motherfucking
Kelpy the
pimp.
clown.
You
Fuck
ain't
outta
gotta
here.
know who I am,
Fuck
bro.
outta here.
Fucking Ben Franklin knows who I am, bitch.
Fuck outta here.
He knows who the
Who?
fuck I am. I'm
You
getting
said
money
what?
every day. I said
You
Ben
said-
Franklin knows who the
Who?
fuck I am, bitch.
Who you calling a
Ben
bitch
Franklin. I'm
though?
calling you a bitch.
Fuck you calling a bitch? Who ass, boy?
Alright. The guy behind Almighty with the white Nikes and the blue pants, that's ODM Slim. Kelpy's manager. Let's rewind it and then we'll break it down. I just wanted to see it in full. The rest of it is just them, talking amongst themselves. Let's break it down.
I gotta know who I am, bro. Out of here. Fucking Ben Franklin knows who I am, bitch.
Fuck out of here.
He knows who the fuck.
That's where it started. The word bitch is not something you want to tell to another male. Let me give you guys a quick little story time on where I found out that word was not good to use around other grown men. I once was a child, right? I think I was like 11, 12 years old, 13 years old, somewhere in that range, right? Right before I started banging, right? And I had an uncle that just got out of Corcoran prison, right? And that fool was with the business, Paisa, right? And I called him a bitch one time. I'm not gonna lie. I was a stupid ass kid. I didn't know what time it was. I didn't know nothing. I just said that out of anger, right? And I seen this whole demeanor change, right? It went from me being his nephew to now me being his enemy. That's the day I learned that word is not to be fucked with. And this was back in the 90s. And I'm sure it goes further than that. I learned never to say that word again to nobody. Not even to your homies fucking around. Not even playing. If you say that word, you better be ready to get active. Okay? Or die. Whichever one it is. That's just a word that you don't use unless you dislike the person and you ready and willing, right? But that day that I called my uncle that word, put a whole perspective of that word for me, right? So I learned the hard way, but I can say that I learned, right? Even though I learned the hard way, I learned, and I never use that word towards anybody unless they're my enemies, because I know what it means, right? But right there at this instant, right here, is when Kelpy fucked up. Let's go.
You said what? Every day. I said Ben Franklin knows who the fuck I am, bitch.
Who you calling a bitch, though?
I'm calling you a bitch.
Check it out. He doubled down on that shit. Right there is when Kelpy should have said, I don't mean it like that, homie. I just mean the word bitch. I just use the word bitch, but I'm not calling you a bitch. He doubled down on it like saying, you's a bitch, motherfucker. I'm talking to you. What you gonna do about it? Right there, Almighty has no choice but to swing on him. What the fuck you want him to do? You testing his manhood. You testing his gangsterism. You testing... Okay, so listen. If Almighty don't reply with a swing or a punch or anything, now his own homies are going to test him. Hey, fool, they're allowed to call you a bitch. I'm going to call you a bitch too. What's up? Now his enemies are going to be like, fool, you're a bitch. You let a little white boy Mexican kid punk you. Everybody's going to look at you like a softie. So you got to reply with a beat down. And look how Almighty already got up and Kelpy's still sitting there like a fucking clown. Kelpy the clown. How come he ain't getting up, squaring up? Because he's not about that life. Bro, the minute that he reached over and said, who you calling a bitch? Is the minute Kelpy should have got the fuck up and said, I'm calling you, and squared up. But because Kelpy doesn't understand the streets, he thinks that Almighty is just gonna flinch at him. But again, all this is Adam's fault for allowing the circus to go on. Let's keep going. Check this out. You guys can watch the full video right there on No Jumper. If not, there's a bunch of Instagram blog sites that send me the video. It's there. I can't post it. We'll get stricken down. But Kelpy ain't fighting back. I saw the video. He's trying to like push Almighty off of him and not swinging back. Check this out. In a way, it's a good thing because if you're gonna sue the motherfucker, at least you're not on tape fighting back, I guess. But then again, self-defense is there, so I don't know why Kelpy didn't fight back, but he was talking a tough one. He was talking with the big boys. And you gotta be able to back that shit up when you talk like that. But this all goes because he didn't want to be bullied again. He was bullied the first time, and he said, I'm not going to be bullied the second time. And instead of being there respectfully saying, look, homie, I don't like you talking to me like that. Watch your tone. Respectfully, I respect you as what you do. This is what I do. But respectfully, calm down, my boy. We could have a civil conversation. If not, we can go outside and handle business. That's how real gangsters do it. You know, unless he's a hoe, and fuck it, everybody jump on him and beat his ass, drag him out and take his case with us. Fuck it. You know? But that's not what happened. So let's keep going.
Don't call me no bitch. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Don't call me no bitch. You crazy. You crazy. I was in here chilling. Call me no bitch.
We was all trying to be in here.
What's wrong with you, nigga? What's wrong with bro? Oh, it's taking a shot. I know, man. Damn. Hold on. I gotta find my watch. Here. Look, hold on. I'm blasting. Come on, boy. I didn't even have to do all that, Slim. Nigga, call me a bitch. Oh,
Who is a bitch?
stop it.
Check this out. If you guys heard what Almighty said, he said, I didn't want to do all that, ODM Slim, but that fool called me a bitch. That's respect. And what I mean respect is that he was giving ODM the respect of giving him a small explanation. Check this out, my boy. I know we're cool, but this fool got out of line. I had to do it. You know? ODM Slim couldn't have saved him. There's nothing he could have done. Those words came out of Kelpy's mouth. He had to deal with the consequences. This is a good example of running your mouth on the internet and expecting nothing to happen in real life. Even though he ran his mouth on in the front of the guy in person, but this is what happens when motherfuckers run their mouth in the comments and think nothing can happen to them in real life. There you go. There you go. You can't compare them, you know. But listen, we're going to kill this video. I just want to say one thing. Adam22 already cut a deal with Kelpy. This video wouldn't have made it to the public's eye unless Adam knew that it was no more consequences of being sued or sent to jail, right? For Almighty, for assault, right? Listen, we all heard the rumors that boy Kelpy was gonna sue No Jumper, right? I guarantee you that ODM Slim brokered the deal between Adam and Kelpy and said, all right, cool. Listen, Adam wants to release a video. Kelpy wants to sue you. Put a bag in the middle. Give it to Kelpy. Let me take my cut. And the video will be released. And we'll call it quits. No jail time. I mean, no cops involved for Almighty. And no suing for Kelpy. There's no way Adam would put out this video knowing that Kelpy is suing them. There's no way. So Kelpy already got a bag. Okay? Maybe this was what he wanted. Who knows? But to everybody watching, kids watching, there's consequences to the things you say, whether you say them online or in person. The B word, along with many other words, are words you don't want to say unless you're ready to risk it all. You know, have respect for your elders. Have respect for those that were here before you. You know, because one simple word can get you smacked the fuck up. See, a lot of times, a lot of kids nowadays say things thinking there's no consequences. They do and say thinking they can get away with anything. And you can't. You know, some people just don't play about theirs. You know, and Kelpy learned the hard way. It's cool. He had to learn. I learned by my uncle. You know, it wasn't as bad, but you know, I learned. Just put it to you that way. And I'm glad that I learned. You know. So I'm going to kill this video where I lay and call it a day. Salute to everybody involved in this altercation. At the end of the day, we're all grown. We all know what we do and what we say. We play these games, so there's no crying and complaining when shit happens. You know, you can't be out here running your mouth thinking that ain't shit gonna happen. It's part of the game. Chalk it up as a loss. You know, charge it to the game. Move on. You know, take it as a loss. Learn from the shit and keep it pushing. No grudges, no hard feelings. You know, I hope he shaked Almighty's hand and said, well, cool, don't trip. You know, but fuck it. We're going to kill this video. Once again, bear with me. You guys will see something different back here. We might go with the legendary Southsider banner. We might go with something else. But stay tuned for all the behind the scenes episodes and footage. Make sure you guys follow on Instagram at TheHaterWorld. And let's keep doing what we're doing. Other than that, I'm Blue Devil. This has been the TheHaterWorld production. And we out.